Okay, so moving on with the day 5-7 notes. So now what we're going to look at is a relationship between the blue and red inscribed angles. Notice the two angles intercept the same green arc. So here's the point we're trying to get to, right? If I look at this angle with the vertex E and this angle with the vertex H, they both intersect the same arc, right? They both intersect this arc. So that means that the relationship between that arc and those angles are going to be the same. So remember, the inscribed angles are going to be half the arc. So if we look at this first one, right, they're telling me the arc is 90. Both of these angles will be half of 90. So 90 divided by 2 is 45 degrees. Okay? Same thing on all these other ones. If, just cross this out, if the arc was 44 degrees, E and H will both be half of 44. So they would be 22 degrees, right? If the arc was 100 degrees, they would be half of that angle, right? So half of 100 would be 50 degrees, 50 degrees. If the arc happened to be 18, those angles would each be half of 18, so angle E would be 9 degrees, and angle H would be 9 degrees. Okay, so let's look at these more of like how we're going to see on the quiz and the test coming up, because you might get something that looks like this. All right, so if I look at angle 2, it's going to intercept there. Angle 1, right, is going to intercept at this arc down here. Okay, so in order to figure this out, I have to see that this inscribed angle, I didn't mean to do that, this inscribed angle right here, 50, right, this arc would be double that, so this arc right here would be 100. All right, so if this is 100, you'll see angle 1, right? See how this intercepts that same arc? Angle 1 and that. So those angles are going to be the same. So angle 1 would be 50 degrees. Okay? Same thing here. If I'm looking at this arc right here, do you see how that angle and then angle 2 both intercept at the same spot? So those angles are going to be the same, right? Those angles would be 20 degrees. And if they're asking me to find this arc up here, that would be double that angle. That'd be 40 degrees. All right, let's look at example B right here. So they tell me that this angle right here is 48 degrees. So if that angle is 48 degrees, I would know that that arc would be double that 48. So that arc would be 96 degrees. So here I'm looking for angle 2 and angle 3. Angle 3 is a center angle, right? So it's a center angle that hits this arc, so that would be the same as the arc. So if the arc's 96, angle 3 would be 96 degrees as well. All right? And again, you'll notice how this angle 48, let me get rid of some of these colors so we can see. Angle 48 hits this arc, and angle 2 intercepts that same arc. All right, so that means that they're going to have the same relationship. So if the arc is 96, the angle's 48, this inscribed angle here would be 48 degrees. Okay, looking at example C. All right, we're looking for angle 1. Just going to get here. And we're looking for angle 2. So those both intercept this arc right here. I have my answer already, so let me hide that. All right. So if we find this arc, we find our two angles, right? They're giving us this one is 38 degrees. They all are intercepting the same arc. So if they all intercept the same arc, that angle would be the same. And if they were asking me for that arc, 38 times 2 would be 76 degrees. Okay. Sliding down, same basic idea, but now we're putting in the fact that we can use this diameter here. Even if they don't give us a length, we know that a diameter would create a 180 degree arc, right? That'd be 180 degrees. So on this one, angle 1 intercepts that 180 degree arc, and so does angle 2, right? So this arc, since it's a diameter, right, this arc right here would be 180 degrees, which would mean these angles would be half that. So each of those angles would be 90 degrees. Okay. Looking at this one, angle 2. Angle 2 intercepts that diameter, right? So this arc down here would be 180 degrees from here to here. So I know angle 2 would be half that. So angle 2 would be 90 degrees. All right, now angle 1 does not hit at a diameter. Go blue here, right? Angle 1 intercepts the arc here and here. So that's just a chord. That's not a diameter. So I'd have to do the same thing. That arc's 124. So all I need to do is divide that 124 by 2, and I would get 62 degrees. Okay. Looking at this last example here, I need to find angle 1 and angle 2. So if I look, they intercept the same arc, right? They intercept this arc right here, which I don't know. However, I can find it. They give me this 18 of this angle. So this angle intercepts this arc right here. So this arc would be double that. So this arc would be 36. And then I can use the fact that I have a diameter here, right? This diameter right there. So I know if I take 180 minus 36, all right, which gives me 144. This arc right here would be 144. So then if I divide that 144 by 2, that gives me angle 2 and angle 1. So those are both 72 degrees. All right, we'll stop this now and I'll do the last part on one more video.